Welcome to our reflections on Saturday. This is the usual view that you get of my study with the books in the corner, but I want to slightly change location within the study for these reflections today. Let me just pan round. And you'll see fairy lights at the end of the study and indeed in the back garden. We have decided that we would continue with our fairy lights during Epiphany. Just to cheer us up, we've unchristmased ourselves. I'll just go and sit down in an armchair. We've unchristmased ourselves, taken the tree down and the nativity scenes, etc. But we've kept the lights up. And the reason is that we thought that, yes, we needed a little bit of cheer. And you'll remember, our fairy lights are a witness to Jesus, the light of the world. Lanchester, as many places also have done, have kept their decorations up during the whole of January, I think it is. It's as if we're saying we don't want the message of Christmas, the hope that it brings, the sense of warmth and that good, lovely light and glow inside us. We don't want to lose that just now. These are going to be tough months, and we want to keep something of the light and the celebration of God's love around. I'm not sure that the town council are actually thinking that in Lanchester, but certainly that's what I'm thinking. So we've kept our Christmas lights up to say, yes, this Epiphany season's about the appearance of the light of the world and the way in which we discover deeper truths about what really matters. And we certainly need something of a spirit of going forward positively, because, as you well know, everything's changed during this last week yet again. We're in lockdown yet again. Churches are closed for everything except emergency pastoral needs. Yet again, all we have is the opportunity, if we have access to it, of online worship. And I hope that you'll take seriously the invitation in the Wednesday bulletin that we need to see the live streaming that we do and the Zoom service beforehand on a Sunday morning from Lanchester as a circuit resource. It's the way by which we will try our best to keep the worship opportunities alive for everybody. And if there are others of you that are able to do some online worship, then share that as well, so that we can not only spread the joy, but spread the opportunity to participate in it, both leading and receiving. It's a tough time. The plan is suspended for the whole of January and February, apart from those online services. There will be times when we feel bereft. But this is an opportunity as well to be thinking about the way in which the story must continue. And I'm minded of the fact that the reading for today is the end of the story of Ruth. And as we have been seeing over the last few days, it's a good story. It's a love story. It's a tale about the way in which love triumphs against all kinds of adversity. And of course, we need that sort of a message right now, don't we? It's a story about constancy and about perseverance and about faithfulness, about doing something as well, as we found in Ruth's story, to ensure that we play our part in enabling the future to actually happen according to God's will. So Ruth deliberately set herself to appear before Boaz so that the love story might become one of fruitfulness. And here at the end of the story in Ruth chapter 4, we get the happy ever after bit. Ruth and Boaz get married, and in time they have a son. And we're told what the son's name is. It's Obed. Doesn't seem particularly significant, and the story actually ends with almost a sort of family tree. Obed, in turn, the next generation on, got married, and they had a son who was called Jesse. Again, it may not be a detail that particularly strikes us as significant, but the story continues. And Jesse, in time, got married and had various children, including one son who was called David, who became King David. And as we know from all our Christmas readings, Jesus came from that line. So this story of Ruth, which seems a nice, twee, sentimental sort of story, plays its part in the unfolding of a bigger story. And so what we're up against at the moment may not seem particularly significant. Maybe that our small efforts to try to not just keep the show on the road, but actually develop the way in which we understand what worship is and what caring for one another might mean, well, that may play a big part, even though we're not aware of it yet, in the way in which God's big story unfolds in the communities that we are called to serve. So never feel that the insignificant stuff, the mundane stuff, the small efforts to make a little bit of a difference, the ways in which we are persevering and keeping faithful, or at least trying to, never despise those efforts of being futile or insignificant. Who knows what might come of what we're going through right now? And who knows how God's love story may continue even through us. God bless us as we try to unravel our part in the story and fulfill it to the uttermost.